Hey everybody, we're back. Disturbing Kreationz here, and today I'm going to show you how to move large items that you can't normally pick up. Yeah, that's right. We're going to make a furniture mover slash engine mover slash refrigerator, whatever you got to do. This is going to get the job done. So I had a couple of small ones, but I cut this car in half, so I need to be able to get half of the car down the parking lot so that I can either get it to scrap or other people can come and get it to get it off my property. So I'm going to make a pretty big furniture mover, and I'm going to show you how to buy the casters, which are the wheels, the wood. I'm going to show you how to drill the holes and mark them up before you put the screws in, because the screws are going to be pretty thick. It's a pretty big thing that we're going to make, so you got to make sure it is sturdy. Each wheel is 300, so that's a total of 1,200 pounds. I'm never going to use that much, but I wanted to make it the biggest just because I have it if I need it. So pay attention, and this is going to go under my house construction stuff or shop construction, because we're making our own tools and we are making disturbing shit. So I hope you guys like this video. Give me a like and a thumbs up, man. A like, a thumbs up, and subscribe. They say if you say it 3 times, you can make somebody do it. So I measured this top board to 48, and then I laid it on top of this other one because it's so close. And I'm going to mark it with the Sharpie so I know where I'm at to cut with the circular saw. But I just want to show you, if you don't have a Sharpie, or your Sharpie dries up or something is wrong, you can take a screwdriver and put it against it and rip it, kind of give it a little pressure, push it down, and it'll make a mark for you. See that beautiful mark you can cut on? So you don't even have to waste your Sharpie. So let's go ahead and cut this with the circular saw. So we're just going to line it up here with the beginning and cut it through. And now they're the same size. Perfect. Doesn't have to be pretty. This is just to move furniture around and stuff. We're going to do the same thing on the other 2 sides, and then I'm going to show you how to bolt them together, how to screw them together. So now I'm going to show you how to make the drill holes. So I took the top piece of wood, or any of the pieces of wood, and I put it this way so I could see how far it's going to overlap, and I scored it again with the screwdriver. Then I made an X, because as you can see here, I didn't do good the first time going this way, so I corrected myself, to try to get close enough to a perfect X. Don't just half, we're trying to do this correctly. So then I took my drill with a wee little drill bit that was just a little smaller than the wood screws I'm going to use, and I drilled the center hole where the X met, and then I'm just going to go close to each one of the corners, and then just make a hole, and you know how it is, So then I just make sure I go all the way through the wood. And then I'll do these 3 other corners, and then I'll put a short. I saved all these screws from the project, so these are free as well. So I have some short ones and a long one. I'm going to put the short ones 1, 2, 3, 4, one on each side, and then the long one in the middle to kind of balance it all out, because I only have a couple of these. So I'm going to put one together, and I'm going to show it to you what it looks like after I screw it all in. So you want to make sure you make these holes before you screw this in so you don't crack the top board. If you're going into the bottom board, you're only going in partially, so you don't have to worry about it. But you might crack this with screws going through, or it's going to be really hard. You have to have a really powerful drill. If you want to go to like one of these H-Freight or Big Lot or some and get a cheap drill to put these in, you can make the pilot hole first and then just put it in. Piece of cake. I'm going to show you everything. So these are all the pieces for the furniture mover slash car mover, whatever you got to move. We're going to just go over real quick. So all the wood I got for free. That was from an old project or my roof before we opened built the shop. And we're just going to go over a couple of things. So I'm doing 48, and I think these two small pieces were like 40. So whatever that smaller one is, I'm going to cut this one to size. And these two pieces were 48. But you got to remember, you got to add 6 inches here and 6 inches over there. So if that's 40, it's actually 52 by 48. Then we're going to put all this together. I'm going to seal it up with a couple of small other pieces of wood. I'll explain how to do that. And these are the only tools you need is a circular saw. So that's a saw with a circle blade, so it'll cut through. I mean, you could use a Sawzall for this or a table saw or something, but I find that the battery circular saw can go anywhere with me. I can make these projects real quick. An old drill. So that's an old Black & Decker that looks like a fake DeWalt, but that's where DeWalt came from. I've had that drill almost 12 years. It works great. It still uses the same DeWalt battery. A 15 and a 14 because that's what's gonna go to my bolts. So I have these bolts out of the Mustang, an old 5.0 Mustang, and when I take cars apart and I dissolve them for parts or engines or whatever, I keep all these matching nuts and bolts so I can reuse them for something else, because this would be probably 15 bucks now. You know, it's since the shortages and all the materials getting hard to find, so I'd probably say 15 bucks here. The wood was free. You know how much wood's going for in 2022 and 2021, so the wood was free, so this is probably like 20 bucks plus this 15, so I saved 35 already. The drill is old. I don't need anything fancy, or you can go to one of these little cheapy part stores, the H-Freight, you know, and get one of these, probably 25 bucks. You can get one of these at the same joint, at the same place for, I don't know, 25, 30 bucks. So it's 50 bucks for 2 tools. Even if you spend 75, who cares? I got the best casters I could find. So these are 300 pounds a piece. They're pretty large as well. So you can put something that hangs over the side. So you see, once this goes on, I'm gonna have almost a foot. So if something hung over the side, I would be okay with that hangs over. If this goes in the middle, hangs over 6 inches, and it's not gonna drag on the ground. So these were close to $20 a piece, but I got them at H-Freight, you know, for $12 a piece, and they were the best ones. They are 4.10 by 350 by 4, and it says 300 pound max load, 300 pounds right there, max load. So 300, 300, 300, 300, it's 1200. It's gonna be way more than whatever I need. You know, I might need 800, but let's go big just in case. Make it once. So all these wheels, once this wood is on, is going to be connected like this. I'm going to take the drill and a drill bit that looks close to this width. I'm going to mark these right here with a marker and drill down through. And then I'm going to stick these through and tighten them up. So that all for free. I only had to buy the casters. you know. And I'm gonna trim the wood real quick, so I'll show you how to do all that, and we'll be right back. So I wanted to show you guys the finished product. I put the wood together. I showed you guys all that. I screwed it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws on this side coming up. And then I bought the casters and I marked it. And then, so this is a straight caster. That means it's not going to spin back and forth. And then you steer on this side. This one spins. What I used was these heavy wood screws, and I put a washer on each one, you know, and these are actually American 9/16. It doesn't really matter. I would use something heavy. If you want to drill all the way through and put a nut and bolt in it, you can. But you see how I did it. I got these fairly cheap. I think the swivel ones were 18 bucks a piece. And these straight ones, they're both 10-inch. The straight ones were on sale for 12. So I got about $50 in the wheels, and everything else was free. I did drill. I drilled the holes out like this. So I drilled about 3/4 of what I think the screw is deep wise, so it'll grab. And this is smaller than the width of the screw, so that you can get a pilot hole. So you want to split the wood here. You don't want to split this because then you're done and it can't hold all this weight. So each one of these wheels can hold 300 pounds. That'll be 1,200. And then this is what it looks like all together. I'm going to flip it over. And then remember we did the trailer here. I'm making the half car trailer. Well, this is the front end, and I don't have any way to get it down to the street so that somebody can come and take it for scrap, because my truck is broke down right now. So I'm making a huge furniture mover so that I can move this stuff around. A furniture mover this big at 1,200 pounds has to be at least a couple $100s. So I made this whole thing for 48 bucks, and you can do this as well. If you want to put like an engine on this, flip this over and get a 3/4 piece of plywood and lay it in between. You know, so like this one will be sticking up on the top, and that one will be sticking up. So just get a piece of plywood that goes all the way across this way and meets these two pieces, and then this will be solid. And you can put 2 transmissions, 3 transmissions on there and slide it underneath your shelf if you build a shelf. If you have a bike with a flat tire or something, or you have part of the bike taken apart, you can put that on this. You can put an engine and transmission. If you have to move your washer and dryer, you could do that. I mean, you could do about anything. I made the biggest one that I could think of to move car parts. So I'm just trying to save you guys money, showing you what I do, trying to help build confidence. You can do this at home. If you have any questions, you know, that's what the comments are for. So there it is, it's all done. And the 2 back legs back here are straight, and these ones swivel, so you can move it along wherever you want to go. Swivel, 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 swivel. See, there it is. It's pretty big. Oh, so then you can put another wood here in between. You can put another wood here in between if you want to make it flat, level it up, and put a whole piece of wood across. Or you can get 3/4 plywood and make a plank from this side to this side, that side to that side, and then however long it is across, and then a plank will just sit down in here like a 3/4 sheet of plywood, and then this will be flat, and you can put whatever you want on here to move around. I mean, this is 1,200 pounds. 1,200 pounds. It's gonna move that. It's gonna move this. So, you know, you can put a refrigerator or whatever you want on here. So thanks for coming to Disturbing Kreationz. Make sure you subscribe so you can see all our tricks and tips, and learn how to build some shop stuff and save some money. Love you all. Peace out.